Hurricane Florence is slowing down, moving about 5 miles an hour. I'm only about 3 feet above sea level here, and we do expect as that eye gets a little bit closer, suddenly those winds are going to switch and rip out of the east, and that's when that storm surge is going to come up. It's going to come up and over the dune and then begin to inundate this entire area here.
I'm Storm Chaser Mike Scantlin, and right now I'm sitting at the North Topsail Beach Town Park. Usually a beach here. Right now the tide is coming in and the surge is starting to come in. You can see it pouring over the dunes. The beach is completely covered. Here comes another rush right here. That's a lot of water moving in. It's not going to take long for this road to be inundated. 15-foot waves just off the dunes here. There's no beach. Right now the water's tall enough. The beach is completely gone. Just offshore, you can see these little storms. These are going to have a really, really tremendous water spout potential as they come in. There's a lot of shear in these outer bands.
That's picking up steam, man.
This is extreme meteorologist Reed Timmer, right along Highway 17, right next to Topsail Beach, and you can see all different kinds of damage like this. Billboards blown out, down trees along Highway 17.
This is Storm Chaser Mike Scantlin. We are in eastern Wilmington, just a mile from the coast. And the eye wall of Hurricane Florence is finally here after we waited all night. Just around the corner here, I'm going to step out and see what it's like. Sustained winds of near 90. We're gusting well over 100. I'm Storm Chaser Mike Scantlin. I'm in East Wilmington, North Carolina, about a mile from the causeway that goes over to Wrightsville Beach. You can see this big power pole behind me snapped off at the base. We had gusts near 100 miles per hour at this location. We rode it out in this parking lot here at this shopping center. We were in the clear eye. You can see it back here. We're starting to get the back side of the eye wall now. We're going to shift directions. Likely not going to be as strong.
substantial flooding here right along the river. It's a storm surge flooding and river flooding. You can see debris there. Homes also inundated. Water several feet deep here, and the sun is rising on scenes of devastation here right along the river, where easterly winds have piled up that storm surge all night, and the rain continues to fall.
Absolutely.
Start to push up quick now.
Solid video, man.
You pulling back? You pulling back?
We're good.
That's good. Should have it.
In New Bern, North Carolina, and we just helped the Cajun Navy here pull 2 people out, 2 elderly people right now. We're transporting them to a bus right now. We're waiting for other people to get rescued, but the tide is coming up. High tide is late morning.
Start taking the road away here pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, that's the main flow over there.
Going under a pipe now.
This is Storm Chaser Reed Timmer in Topsail, North Carolina, right along Highway 17, just northeast of the middle school. And you can see the road is about to wash out. The guardrail here is hanging on by a thread. Vehicles continue to go up and down Highway 17. We just called 911 to tell them to shut down this highway. There's even sedans trying to go through because you can see rapid flow heading into the forest here as this creek continues to expand. This is just to the northeast of Wilmington, and we are still in the middle of a very, very heavy band with rainfall rates of 3 to 4 inches per hour. I'm in Wilmington on Market Street, right near the car dealerships, just off from PetSmart, near downtown Wilmington, and you can see prolific flooding here. Most of this is runoff. There is some river flooding as well that's going to get a lot worse over the next few days. Here you can see vehicles completely inundated by those floodwaters, extending off well beyond the intersection several blocks away. And this flood is only getting worse as the rain band has moved back in here in Wilmington. Here's another one.
Where at? Alright, rolling 2 seconds silence.
Right now I'm along I-40 in Wilmington, and you can see this flash flood is cutting out the road here. This is I-40 that is now falling in here. This cut is getting larger. It is the size of multiple vehicles here all the way across. And here you can see the Responsible Creek, and the river flooding is now becoming the problem. The river is not expected to crest until the early to middle part of next week. I'm just outside of Goldsboro, North Carolina, and you can see major flooding off of the Neuse River here. This is the same river that flows into New Bern, and the water is rapidly rising. Several homes have been inundated up there on the southwest side of Goldsboro. This is States Mill Road here, and the water is only going to continue rising, not cresting until likely tomorrow here. So tell me what happened in Jacksonville.
They're pretty much washed away. Everything's washed away. Everything's underwater pretty much, I guess. I haven't been back there since, I've lost track of the days now. 4 or 5 days, or 3 or 4 days right about. We've been rescuing people out in Lumberton. Tried to get to Leland, couldn't get to Leland. What other cities have we been to? New Bern. It took us from Hubert to Goldsboro, which is only an hour and 20-minute drive. Took us almost 6 hours the other night.
I'm just west of Wilmington, North Carolina along Highway 27, and this is the upper Little River here. This has been backed up for days. The water level is approaching the level of the bridge. We're also approaching crest very closely, but it looks like Fayetteville, North Carolina, the downtown area, parts of downtown could certainly be inundated by floodwaters as we approach this 62-foot crest.
some like shade thing.
I'm in Leland, North Carolina, right along 140, and we're monitoring a new convective line here that has developed. You can see a crisp updraft base here, even some differential motion in this. They have triggered some tornado warnings further north, just to the south of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and we do expect a continued tornado threat today, just on the eastern feeder bands of Tropical Rainstorm Florence. There still is quite a bit of low-level wind shear out ahead of these convective lines, with the southerly winds gusting pretty rapidly on the east side of this convective element, and then you can see some differential motion in the base here.
I wonder if it's gonna find like a soft spot on my arm and bite it.
That's so creepy.
Oh, we found a vein. It's going for the veins.
Nest has to be in the trash can.